Hi, my name is Nathan Nordmans, and shooting a quick little video here about this electric bike project that I just finished up. And we just did some testing on it. We proved the testing on it and basically found some really interesting stuff. So I can say, you're looking at, yeah, that looks common and this and that. Well, there is some mechanical engineering in there, and yes, we did prove it. We have a very low lean angle on it, and stuff like that as far as, performance through corners. And I can go into all the details about the engineering and stuff, and if you want, you can actually contact me and we could talk about it more, or go, heck, demonstrate them out on the street like we already have. We took it for a crazy test drive down Highway 18, which is the one that goes from like the San Bernardino, California area to the Big Bear, California area, up in the mountains. So it's like a little windy, curvy road. And we were really coming around the corners, I was dragging my knee, passed a couple Ducatis, some higher end sport bikes. And it just has to do with the fact that this is light, and I put in some really good, engineering into the backbone of it. But it doesn't look nice, but you can always dress it up later and rearrange things and this and that. I think though the main question I get asked usually is, what is the range, how far it can go, or in this case, basically, the batteries. Does it have lithium-ion batteries? Okay, well, it's an excellent question. And it seems like lithium-ion batteries have been the backbone of the electric cars, but also you got to realize things that lithium-ion batteries are very dangerous or volatile. And I actually talked to a guy who's developing some new ones, and he actually was working with another company. Theirs caught on fire. Basically, they are dangerous like that. So, another guy gave me a first-hand account of a guy he knows, and he actually had the things all set up, charging, and stuff like that, and it was all going good, and he happened to leave, and next thing he came back and the house was burnt down. So, they are dangerous and they're bad for the environment. These things touch the ground and their stuff leaks into the ground. Plants are not going to grow there anymore. I mean, look at, and you kind of wonder about this stuff because you look at something like the Nissan Leaf, right? Okay. It's awesome. Look, it drives around. It's an electric car. Outstanding. Bravo. Beautiful. But maybe, they're like taking you guys, something you don't see. Like, what could LEAF stand for? It's an acronym. Lithium Environmental Agricultural Failure. Oh, failure. Oh my gosh. Hey, it's driving around town. And they even called it a LEAF. Okay, so I said, you know what? Let's not just sit here and make fun of these guys. Let's take action against it. So what you're looking at here is some batteries, okay? These are some cheap deep cycle batteries that started out as lead acid batteries. So basically what happened here is I actually bought these things, and I ran the bike on it, and we did, I knew about what we were going to get, and as far as range goes, we're getting range. We're driving the bike pretty high speeds, so it wasn't like we were putting along. We got 30 miles from, they were originally lead acid batteries, and we drove them around. And, 30 miles, I mean, that's like nothing, So I actually have a friend who is a chemical engineer, and he was involved in these other guys who developed these batteries for the military, and their batteries actually perform better when they got more heat on them, So it's like, and those got sold to Navy and whatever, but anyways, I kind of took that angle as, I asked him, if I redesign a battery, and want to design it, what are some basic things I got to do, understanding mechanical engineering, understand electrical engineering, and then getting a little advice from a chemical engineer. I said, I'm going to take these guys apart and I'm just going to build my own batteries, and they're sure as heck not going to be lithium-ion batteries because I'm kind of concerned about the future and the fact that we don't want to screw it up. So basically, these are just like shells, and what's inside of these things. Awesome, okay? Because we actually went and tested it on the wonderful California freeways, so, part of the testing like done on the 210 freeway, that thing's nice and easy to cruise, about 70 miles per hour is about what you got to go and stuff like that. But we made a huge improvement. And we actually started off, like I said, when they're regular lead acid batteries at 30 miles, and then we actually brought the range up to 200 miles. 200, that's 200, 200 miles. Okay, so you're like saying, how is that possible? Well, believe me, you know, battery technology is like getting better. You know, I had a conversation with the guy who's like doing R&D with lithium ions. I mean, it's getting up there, it's getting up there. And it's just kind of like we need to like have some really good batteries with some awesome power output to really help the performance of electric vehicles. And I said, why the heck not give it a shot? You know, I have some spare time, and somebody stole my social security number, so I'm kind of getting that straightened out. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I said, you know what? If I'm getting screwed over, why not use the spare time to actually do something useful with my life? And that's what I did. So it is a, you know, primitive, functional looking bike, but in the end, you know, if we were to actually, you know, take it to the next level, start doing parts in machine shops, start doing actual, you know, not just flexing of, you know, certain grades of aluminum and stuff, but actually rear shocks, you know, it's going to be a lot higher end stuff. But I think most people now are like, hey, you know, the batteries are the important thing. So basically, and other people are like, hey, maybe you should patent what's in there. And I'm like, well, awesome, but, you know, maybe someone just wants it and they can patent it themselves, you know. In other words, I'm more interested in building the vehicles and seeing them perform than making a bunch of money. And so if like someone wants to take this, hey, knock yourself out, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm sure someone can, you know, take it. And they do have to be used on this type of electrical system set up on this bike, which this is a shift by voltage system. So it's kind of the electrical engineering in it promotes the chemical engineering of the batteries. And what it does is it, voila, goes a heck of a lot farther, right? Because 30 to 200 miles is quite an increase. But it has to do with, you know, heat, getting the battery to kind of work it up, pump it up, you know, stress it out a little bit, and then boom, it starts releasing more juice. Just giving you, I can give you actual scientific terms, but hey, I wanted to relate to people who aren't, you know, scientists. So, but in the end, when you kind of look at stuff like this, you're like, wow, this could really help the world. And, you know, if we have cars, I heard like Tesla's car caught on fire too or something, you know. We don't want to sit here and like ruin the environment and pollute the environment with things that are bad for the environment. You know, what we want to do is try to do stuff like this, because these things, once they actually are worn out, they can actually be recycled. They are not bad for the environment and stuff like that. It's more, I guess, natural friendly, environmental friendly, earth friendly, you know, stuff, you know. And you know, why this hasn't been done before, I don't know. But, you know, I would say there's some interesting angles. You know, I didn't get it right on the first try. I had to do a little trial and error. Then I nailed it, yes. But anyways, so if you watch the video and you're like, hey, I want to, like, you just want to, like, buy the bike. You know, heck, I don't want a ton of money for it, but I want enough to kind of, you know, support my next project. Hey, because the next project we want to do a car. I want to try to do a car that, you know, can, like, go really fast and stuff like that. But we're just looking for, you know, someone who wants to take this off our hands or get involved somehow, kind of, I don't know, help us get to the next level in our next project. And, you know, good way to start on step one, real easy to do, prove it. Don't sit here and spending hours in something that looks all cool just to have it drive slow, you know. Do the backbone functionality of the engineering first, get that going, and then stick that right in the body of an awesome, outstanding, restorative, high-performance vehicle. So, anyways, what I'll do is you can just, if you want to contact me, once again, my name is Nathan Nordmans, and I'll just give you my email address at the end here. Just shoot me an email real quick, you know, and we'll try to set something up, or you can, you know, ask some more information. I don't like emailing for hours. I do like talking to people more, you know, as in I speak, and they listen via their ears, not via their eyes on email. So, what I'm going to do is, oh, and I could also explain the rest of the bike to someone too. I really don't want to explain an email, but, you know, people are, you know, welcome to set something up maybe and we can get together. And I'm going to show you my email address. It is a really simple email address. So it's just njnordmans@gmail.com. And, you know, I check it every once in a while via my little smartphone. But, yeah, you know, just shoot me an email and, you know, maybe we can do some stuff. But you know, I was just happy, you know, and I love riding bikes. I've been riding bikes my whole life, so I was kind of like, you know, hey, you know, could I use what's in my brain to promote my, you know, the joy of what I like doing for fun? Well, there you go. Use the brain to promote the joy of motorcycle riding without having to put pollutants in the air. Anyways, we'll just say, hey, it's good. Thanks for listening, and maybe we'll talk to you later.